few years back, it was all the rage, wasn't it, on television? You know what I'm talking about. You couldn't flick on your TV without having, well, all of this placed in front of you. As ever, what am I talking about? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to see you. You know, many years ago, I appeared on a TV show, a celebrity version of a thing. I think it was called Can't Cook, Won't Cook. And basically, the premise was that you brought a bag of goodies and then you were with a celebrity chef and they knocked up a meal. And I think you had to spend like, I think it was a fiver, you know, £5 British, by the way, wherever you are in the world. And that was the deal. And then they sort of knocked up a deal. Anyway, the things I brought, we didn't get on. Oh no, couldn't get the tin of beans open. Had to take mine out to the audience to get the tin. It was an electric tin opener. I'm only used to a manual one. Yes, you know what it's like, don't you? It's not easy. And then he didn't like me because I didn't really sort of gel, you know, all that sort of stuff. So the whole show, the thing was an absolute farce when you think about it. But that really was the start of all of those shows, wasn't it? The cooking shows. Over here, we have another show now with Gordon Ramsay, I think top level chef, where he flies up and down some lifts looking at people's food. It's beyond tediously dull. Of course, he came to fame via Hell's Kitchen. But now there's one major chef over here in the United Kingdom that's found himself out of a deal after 12 years with a major retail chain. And I wanted to share this with you simply because my findings just a couple of months ago around Christmas time, I could see the writing on the wall. Now we're talking about a celebrity chef called Heston Blumenthal, and he's famous over here for having a restaurant called The Fat Duck. And it was one of those things, do you remember, where they had snail ice cream, usual stuff and nonsense, you know, anything to get a headline. But he had a deal with Waitrose, which is a sort of top-end supermarket, you know. Now, when I went into my local Waitrose just after Christmas, all of his fancy mince pies, and I can't remember what was in them, some concoction that looked absolutely revolting. I mean, you know, I didn't buy them. Now you can see how tight I am, but I didn't buy them. Boxes of them are 12 pence each. That's right. And everything else, that his whole range, and I'm not knocking him, I'm just saying this is how times have changed. The whole range was reduced to pennies and people were still not buying them. Now, as I say, the managing director of Waitrose has decided that after 12 years, it's time for a refresher course. According to a good source, it's all because we're now changing our habits with the way that we cook. You know, we're going back to basics. It's all about cost of living. It's all about, you know, economical recipes, you know, looking at things that we made perhaps, or your grandmother made during the war, you know, nutritious food, low cost. It doesn't have to be arty-farty, that sort of thing. You know, really what you have to look at is it nutritious? Is it value? Now, I'm seeing a premise here of like the celebrity chefs simply going down the pan, because obviously we all tuned in, didn't we, for a particular period, and there were many, not just here in the United Kingdom, but around the world. But I wanted to share that particular story with you and say, do you still watch cooking shows? Are you influenced by them? And one of the things I like when you watch these daytime TV morning shows, and I don't know, it always makes me laugh, I don't know if you're the same, when they say store cupboard staples, and they've got things like pesto sauce and extra virgin oil. And I look in mine, I've got a tin of spaghetti hoops and 3-day-old bread, and I think, I'm not quite sure if mine's the same cupboard as yours. So I think we have all moved on. But are you still influenced by chefs like Jamie Oliver? Do you go out and buy their books still in their droves? You know, the 1-minute wonders, the one-pan chefs, all that sort of stuff. Or have you now decided to look and think, yes, entertaining, but I would never make anything that they make? And a little bit like, of course, what's happened to Heston Blumenthal with Waitrose, seemingly, after 12 years, even he's now gone off the boil. As ever, let me know what you think to this particular story in the comments below.